Welcome to the place. This is the place where atheists hang out. There is no atheist church. There is no leader of the atheists. Therefore, the thing that makes the most sense is to come to my church, my congregation, the comment section, where I psychologically evaluate the collective culture of atheists. Atheists who claim there is no culture. This is interesting, this is engaging, this is different, because this guy says, I don't care about proving God is real or not. I have no desire to prove that to you. You'd be wasting your time to try to prove it to me, because ultimately I'm intelligent enough to know you can't prove God doesn't exist, and I, in this moment, cannot prove to you right now that he does. And ultimately, the reason why, identity protective cognition, anything that is a strong belief, it's a part of your identity. When the other person starts talking to you against what you believe, it puts you in defense mode, and it causes you to therefore perceive what they're saying as an attack, and therefore it confirms what you already believe. So that would be a very boring conversation. It would be pointless. That's why it's more interesting for me, and that's what these atheist videos do, because I know how it works. I know that you type in atheist on a daily basis, sort by new, because you are ultimately longing for that community that doesn't exist for atheists like it does for Christians. Something Christians are really good at, and you can say whatever kind of bad thing you need to say about Christians, but something we're really good about is, old-fashioned word, fellowship. We're good at getting together in a healthy social way, and it has nothing to do with debating or proving each other wrong. Atheists don't have that. So artificially I'm creating that. I'm filling a void in the world and on YouTube by being one of the few, maybe the only Christian guy who makes videos for atheists in which I refuse to debate you about God. And that's why it gets interesting. So here's what we want to explore. I want to explore the concept of, do atheists have poor time management skills? Now, something I've already, I think, been very successful at. I made a video where I explained that atheists make poor salesmen. And I think everybody agree with me. It makes sense that Christians in general, if we were selling a product, we're better at it than atheists, because ultimately we're selling hope. And hope, in the end, doesn't even have to be real. You're not a hypocrite for selling hope that you can't prove either way could be real. It's that when you sell truth, if the truth ends up being false, it's not truth. So therefore, atheists like to sell the concept of truth, which may not be true. We can't prove it either way. If atheists are right in the end, we all lose our consciousness and we never know, right? But with hope, we may be wrong, but it was still hope. It never stopped being hope. Even when it ended, it's still, looking back, well, that was still hope. It gave me purpose and made me feel good. So by default, Christians make better salesmen. We're selling a thing that doesn't actually in the end have to be real, even though we believe it is. But atheists, they have a hard sell though. They have to sell truth. Truth. They have to say, look, I know that there's no God. I know because I don't believe in God. And so therefore, there is no God. I know that may not be what most atheists say, but a lot of people have responded that way in my videos by saying that they know there is no God. And then they say, and I'm selling truth to people. You're selling falsehoods. That's what Bionic Dance said. She watches my videos regularly. She's a leading atheist YouTuber, and that's something she had actually said. And so then, of course, it comes back on me that atheists are saying that, well, I'm selling snake oil, so of course I'm a con man, And it is it is true I'm a con man. That's not what I wanted to point out, and I'm very open about. What I do for a living is I'm a recruiter, and I'm good at it, and I've been doing it for a long time. So it's like sales, but with HR. So the psychology behind it. See, atheists, something they're not good at is knowing how to recruit and sell a product based on figuring out, hey, people have their own different reasons for possibly wanting this thing. See, atheists are like, hey, you're an idiot and dumb and ignorant if you don't believe the truth, and this is the truth. Whereas Christians are saying, hey, you want hope? Okay, well, come over here. We'll talk more about hope. It's a soft approach, and it's knowing psychologically how to cater to that person's needs. But what happens is atheists, typically their approach or their pitch is, you're ignorant, wrong, immoral. You need to believe the truth. So that's something that we see there. But having that established, that by default, it's a hard sell to sell the truth, atheism. And it's an easy sell for Christianity because of hope. Therefore, by default, Christians are better salesmen, and atheists perceive them as con men. I totally get that. With that being said, here's another thing that atheists just aren't good at. Based on the comments that I'm getting on all these videos that are very popular that I'm making, time management. Atheists are not good at time management. They have poor time management skills. So as I'm looking at the overall collective culture of atheists who spend time watching my 13-minute videos and then leaving a comment on it, that's a reflection of someone's time management. And I know the first thing an atheist might say was, come on, you're the one making these 13-minute videos. You're the one making 5 videos a week on this. What does that say about you? Well, I'll tell you what it says about me. The same thing it says about Bionic Dance, one of the world's most popular atheist YouTubers. Both she and I make money from the ads. Both she and I understand that the longer your videos are and the more engaging they are, the more ad revenue you make. There's a reason why she nor I, we typically don't make videos less than 10 minutes. Because for every 5-minute mark, you have more ads that show up and you'll make more income. And YouTube promotes them. They're more likely to show up in your suggested feed if they're over 10 minutes long, because YouTube is an arch nemesis of TV and Netflix and Facebook. They want to steal you away from those things and get you watching these 13-minute videos. So you can bounce back between Bionic Dance and me, as ironic as that is. And meanwhile, we're both getting a better cut of that. So ultimately, for time management, well, both Bionic Dance, who's a very outspoken atheist, and myself, an outspoken Christian who refuses to debate with atheists, and therefore that's my shtick, we're both making money off of this. So I got to give it to Bionic Dance, and I got to give it to myself. That's good time management. When you can spend your time, energy, and money on making money, even if it's investing money, and it can. But for me, I'm investing my time to make these videos. And yes, I'm getting ad revenue. So no, it's not a poor use of my time. And someone had said this week in the comment section, they said, Nick, have you noticed that like pretty much any atheist video you make, you're going to get a minimum of 100 views? 100 different people minimum watch each one of your videos. Have you ever thought about that, Nick? And I think it was Crazy Jesse. He's one of my favorite atheists in the world. He watches all my videos. And I love Crazy Jesse because he's being reasonable and practical about this. You know, he and I fundamentally disagree about the existence of God, but we agree about the perceived, collective culture of atheists and how typically the reaction that we're seeing in these comments and how predictable the whole thing is. So going back to that, let's talk about that. Crazy Jesse was saying, Nick, you're basically like a college professor. You have a captive audience. They keep coming back, even though they don't even like you as a person. Hey, let me camp on that for a moment. Let's talk about this. I think it's hilarious that atheists will keep watching my videos and leave angry comments, imply that I'm immoral, wrong, ignorant, leave a paragraph that I'm not going to read for a comment, and because all I do is read the first and last sentence, and then I'll base the perception off of that. Everything else is just ranting, and I don't read that. It's not worth my time. I have good time management skills, so I'm not going to invest my time in that. But here's what's hilarious. What did the atheists have to say when me and my dad made a hilarious parody video acting like we were two of the guys that are going to storm Area 51 based on an internet meme. Like, where were the atheists? Where were the atheists laughing, saying, hey, at least he's got a sense of humor. He believes in God, but at least he's funny. Where were the atheists when I shared the video of my 20th high school reunion last week, when you got to see me do a very meaningful speech that I volunteered to do at my 20-year reunion? I made that video. It's very popular, but where are the atheists saying, you know what? This guy believes in God, and I think that's silly, but ultimately, I can appreciate what he's doing there. I make these videos that when they're not about atheism, there's no feedback. It's because I think what atheists do is they see me as an instant perceived villain. So therefore, I can't do anything right in the eyes of an atheist. The only thing I can do right is basically continue to confirm their beliefs. Going back to this though, atheists are typically not good at time management skills because you already know that you're an atheist. What do you expect to gain from a Christian who openly tells you he's not going to debate with you? What are you expecting to learn from this? Are you just wasting 13 minutes a pop on this? Are you wasting your time watching them, leaving comments on them? And I keep comparing my videos to that episode of The Simpsons about tobacco, where they artificially, they crossbreed tobacco and tomatoes, and the people, they get it, they try it out. Oh, that's disgusting. That's what my videos are to atheists. And I think that's interesting. Poor time management skills keeps bringing you back. Why do you keep coming back here to watch videos you know you're not in agree with? You know that you don't like me as a human being simply because I am not an atheist. I mean, that's really what happens. It's almost like, hey everybody, come to the atheist show where you get to throw tomatoes at a Christian. And then I stand up here, and the moment I even say I'm a Christian, the ignorant, wrong, that's its own video, and I'll go ahead and make that now. But it's just funny that no one can see me as anything other than some kind of perceived artificial villain. You reduce me to simply that. And that is another way that I'm finding atheists to be so predictable, and why I'm able to make these videos about atheist culture. Again, there are exceptions though. There's a reason I will praise someone like Crazy Jesse. And there's others of you along the way too, who once you realized I'm a Christian who admits in the end, I may be wrong. And for some people, just me admitting that was all it took. Because I think it's silly and ridiculous for an atheist to say, I know there's no God. You can't know that. But I also think it would be silly for me to say, absolutely, my Christian faith is absolutely right and there's no way I can be wrong. I think that would be silly too. I think what defines my faith is knowing that I could be wrong, but choosing to believe anyway. Not having all the answers, but choosing to believe anyway. That's how I define my Christian faith. So, there's something we've learned about atheists today. Poor time management skills. Am I really that difficult to ignore? If my videos are rubbish, just never watch another video again. Don't waste another 13 minutes. And even if you never showed up again, there's going to be 5 more people to replace you in watching these videos. Atheists have poor time management skills. Atheists make poor salesmen. And it's funny because you could learn a lot from me. I could teach you how to be better at your job, but then that would defeat my own. But then again, I've already made a video too saying that I see atheists as zero threat to Christianity whatsoever. I believe that it's hypocritical Christians that are the real threat to Christianity, not atheists. I don't think atheists have the human connection to be able to know how to sell the thing to Christians anyway. And they want to imply that Christians are wrong, immoral, or ignorant. So I'm going to go ahead and make another video about that because I think it's that relevant. Your comments belong right here.